like to talk. I'm gonna get you for that one. How many saw Chris Evans this morning? I just want to go beat him up. Because he's so awesome. No, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm so very glad you guys are here. This is my favorite hour of every event that I do, because I love talking with you guys and listening and sharing everything that you are excited about, things that I'm excited about. We will definitely get to questions. I just didn't want you to line up right away because I didn't want you to be standing there and your legs to go numb and you would fall down. Because I have stuff to tell you, first of all. I want to give a big thank you to Phoenix Comic-Con. Excuse me, Salt Lake Comic-Con. Phoenix was last. You know why I made that? I'll tell you why I made that mistake. Because we had a Star Trek premiere last night here. And our last Star Trek premiere was at Phoenix Comic-Con a few months ago. I got it all mixed up. I'm old. Bear with me. Trust me. But we had a great turnout last night. But I want to give a great thanks to Salt Lake and Dan Farr and Randall Lloyd, the people that run this show. I had so much fun last year. Fun is too short a word to even describe how much I loved last year. You guys, the organization of the convention, the spirit of the convention, the other guests that I've come to know and have great friendships with, and more than anything, you guys made my experience so wonderful last year that within 2 days of it being over last year, I was on the phone with Dan going, please, can I come back? Please, I'll do anything. Just tell me what you want me to do. I'll do it. And so he's like, well, no, come on, please. And that's when I said, what if we premiere a Star Trek episode there? And they agreed, and so I am so happy to be back with you guys. I love you dearly. I'm tempted to give your cameraman a little workout, because I tend not to, well, what I was going to say was, you know, the last thing you want to give me on the planet is a wireless mic. Because I just want to do this, and I kind of want to talk to you guys. Now he's like, oh no, here he comes. Roll focus, roll focus. Let me tell you real quick, but the problem is I don't get to see everybody. That's the problem, is there's people over there too. Hi! Cameraman, look over here! Hey, listen, can we make a promise? Can we make a promise? I want you guys to come down to the table after we're done here, because I'm going to spend the rest of the day down there, and I just want a little piece of Chris Evans. You know what I mean? I just want Chris Evans to look over at my table and go, who the hell is that guy? And why does he have so many awesome fans? And then I'll be like, yeah, well, you make millions of dollars in the movies, and I don't. And I'm old, and you're young and handsome, so... Anyway, let me tell you real quickly a couple of things, like kind of housekeeping things that I want to definitely let you know about. Last year, how many of you were here last year? Welcome back. All the old people just went, ah. They know what I'm singing. Last year, I had at my table a live concert DVD of a lot of you may or may not know that I've been writing and producing and singing music twice as long as I've been voice acting. And last year, or a couple of years ago, I made a live concert DVD, and it has great music, great audience, great lighting, great camera people, and it also has songs from Full Metal, Dragon Ball Z, I'm ballsy. Or in high school, Dean Angel. You know, I'm wondering if Dark Mousy went to school in Salt Lake City. Because there's so many Dean Angel fans in Salt Lake City. I was telling everyone, how many of you came to the table, and you, some of you that I know, and I was packing up to come here. And I have all these different pictures from characters that I've done, and I was trying to decide which ones I was going to bring. Because, you know, you can only put so many pictures on the table. So I was like, I found my Dean Angel picture, and I was like, man, that's a long time ago. Nobody really remembers that anymore. And I never take it to conventions. I never take it to conventions. And then, the clouds parted. Victor, this is the Lord. Yes, Lord. Thy servant heareth. I want that thou shouldst take thy dark, mousy pictures to Salt Lake City. Bring Dean Angel. And so I did. And I didn't even know why, I just did. And like, I've had so many people come to the table this weekend to mention how much they enjoyed Dean Angel. So it was providential, clearly. But anyway, I kind of see how I get off track? I told you to help me with this. I'm just kidding. So we have this live concert DVD. It's got all these great songs from these different anime series and an awesome audience like this and great video, but there's something else on there very special that I have to tell you about. That too. Nude scene. No. I leave that to other people. No, there's years ago when we were recording Full Metal Alchemist, the original Full Metal, like years ago. I think Grover Cleveland was president then. I so fell in love with the show and the story and the characters. And I started thinking, dang, I would love to cosplay as Edward Elric. And then I thought, how in the world would I ever do something like that, you know? I mean, I'm an old guy and I'm really tall. Comparatively, of course. And so I came up with a story idea. I made up a story whereby a grown man could start turning into an anime character. And then I thought, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen any voice actors cosplay as their characters. So then I started asking some of the other voice actors from Full Metal if they would like to be in this thing. And their response was, heck yes, I would. So we got together one weekend in Houston, Texas, and we made something called Full Metal Fantasy. Where and like I said, for lack of a better description, voice actors cosplaying as their characters. Just kind of let that one roll around in your head for a few minutes. Here's me as Edward Elric. So we made this thing, and it's awesome fun. Live action, all the voice actors cosplaying. It's a great little story. And for a long time, well, actually, it's never been available. Never. You could see it maybe at a convention or at a concert that I performed, but I've never made it available to the fans. It's never been on YouTube. It was a very private thing. You can go ahead and answer and tell Michelle I said hello, okay? I recognize the ringtone. Anyway, and so when I was putting this concert DVD together, several people said, are you going to put Full Metal Fantasy on there? And I thought, you know, maybe it's time to make it available to you guys. So it's on the DVD, along with my 1993 concert Star Search appearance. Now, a lot of you are like, Star Search, what's that? Is that when you point a telescope into the sky and you look at stars? No. It's the original American Idol, for lack of a better description. But I was a male vocalist challenger on Star Search in 1993. I had a mullet. And I wore a purple double-breasted suit. Is that terrifying or what? Oh my gosh, it was classic 90s. So I sang this song that I wrote, and I didn't win, and I was so embarrassed. And I was like, ugh, no one will ever see this video. I'm gonna bury it. Except, of course, for the 4 million people that saw it when it was on. So years went by, and as I was putting this concert DVD together, I thought to myself, somebody said to me, are you gonna put any bonus features on the DVD? And I was like, yeah, I should, right? DVDs always have bonus features. And they said, you know what we should put on there? Your Star Search appearance. And I was like, shut your pie hole. That's the worst idea ever. It was embarrassing. I won't do it. So I did. So if you want a good laugh, the Star Search appearance is on there as well as the concert, the full concert, as well as Full Metal Fantasy. And I ran out of them last year. After I told you guys about it, several people came to the table, and I ran out of them last year. But I brought more this year, and some of you wrote me and asked me if I was going to bring them, so I did. So I'll have those at the table as well, okay? So please come down after and come to the table. Oh my gosh, can I just tell you, it would be a riot if all you guys came down there. Oh my gosh! Could you imagine how much fun it would be? Can I tell you something else real quick? I have to tell you. I do a lot of comic conventions, and I do a lot of events with other celebrities, like real celebrities. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like real stars. And no, hush, I love you. But you know what I mean. I'm talking about the real deal on TV, movies and stuff. And every time, I have to tell you this, I swear, as God is my witness, this is the truth. I'll get these wonderful people that'll come to the convention, to come to my table, and then I'll be back in the green room with these real stars, and they all come up to me and they're like, who the hell are you? They're like, I love you. They're you know what I mean? And they actually get kind of jelly. You know, they get a little bit jealous because the anime fans are the best fans I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And you can go online and find plenty of videos where I've said that. That's confirmation. I've said it more than once. Guys, when I was a little kid, I went to Star Trek conventions dressed as Captain Kirk. And I would go to sci-fi conventions. I don't want to leave these guys out over here. I would go to sci-fi conventions. Now the camera was like, dang, he went behind that pillar and now I can't find him. Dang it, I lost my train of thought again. Anyway, no, I remember now. I go to all these conventions, and even as a little kid, I would go myself as a fan. I love you. But no matter what fans I've ever encountered, sci-fi fans are great, and gaming fans are great, and cartoon, and comic book fans are great. But I'm telling you guys, there are no fans like anime fans. So what I tell these guys is, yeah, you may be making a lot of bank. You know, you're a big star, you're a big, real celebrity, and you're making a lot of money. But man, I love the anime fans, and you can't put a price tag on the kind of fans that we have. So, come down after the panel and come to my table and scare the crap out of everybody, okay? What else? If you don't know anything about our Star Trek series, please check it out. StarTrekContinues.com. Who's a Full Metal Alchemist fan in here? You a Full Metal Alchemist fan? Can I ask you a question? If somebody said to you, we're making a live-action Full Metal Alchemist movie, Metal Alchemist live-action movie, and we want you to play Winry. Right? You would be like, oh! Right? I am fulfilling my childhood dream of getting to play Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. It is not about money, because we don't make any money. We can't make any money. It's just about passion. It's about a lifelong love of a series that inspired me in so many ways. And now, fast forward 4 decades, and I'm getting to play this character that I've loved since I was a little boy. So check it out. Even if you're not a Star Trek fan, if you're an anime fan, you should check it out, because there are other voice actors that play characters in the show. Hi, Winry. Yep, my Mr. Spock is my dearly beloved little brother, Todd Habercorn. You know you love somebody when you make them put pointed ears on. That's how you know. That's love. That's my love language. Here, put this on your face. And my dear friend Chuck Huber has been a voice actor for many years, you guys know. He played Tucker in Full Metal Alchemist, and he's Stein in Soul Eater. He plays Dr. McCoy. And then, how many of you guys have ever watched Mythbusters? Well, my dear friend Grant Imahara from Mythbusters plays Sulu. So it's a great series. We have 4 episodes online, all free to watch. StarTrekContinues.com, click on episodes. And last night in this room, we premiered episode 5, which was our first episode off the ship. How many of you were here? Yay! Thank you for coming. I love you guys. Thank you. And so spread the word about that, okay? Tell people about that. Tell your crazy uncle who you know loves Star Trek. Tell your school teacher, or your dad, or your grandpa, or anybody you know, okay? Let's take a question. Una, come ask us this question. Approach the microphone.
Really short.
Don't I know? Don't I know what that's like?
So I've been over here frantically trying to think of a question.
She just ran to the microphone. She didn't have a question.
Well, because I was here last year. I was here last year and I did get to ask a question.
Oh, good. Well, see, now you're the first one, right?
I don't remember what it was.
Oh, this is going to be good. What's your question? My question is, could you please not stand so close? Are you okay with it? She's okay with it, thank God. What is your question?
I kind of wanted to know more about the Star Trek thing, because my friend and I were here yesterday.
Hi, what's his name?
His name is Jonah.
Hi, Jonah? I love it. Stay away from whales. They will eat you up, man. Sorry, I just had to go there. Bible jokes. Vic's really going down now. He's really making Bible jokes. That was not a joke. That was a Jonah thing. Yes. So what do you want to know about it? What can I tell you?
Oh, I don't know. It's so to the T to the original, because I've seen all the original episodes and have them all on cassette.
Yay!
On DVD. And I'm not.
I love you.
But
I love you. No. You know what? Well, in a nutshell, because I know I know people want to talk about a lot of things, but let me just tell you, as far as the Star Trek thing is going, when I was your age, it was all about Star Trek for me. When I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 25, when I was young, I loved that show. I would go home every day, and I would take don't get scared by the word I'm about to use, cassette player. What the hell is he talking about? They're these little square boxes. They have tape inside them and they record stuff. Whoa! Why don't we have those? So I would take a cassette player, because there were no video players, you guys. There was no such thing as video recording. And I would take a cassette player that would sit it by the television speaker, and I would record the episodes as they were on every day, and then I would put the cassette player under my pillow at night. And little skinny Vic would lay there and listen through the pillow to these episodes and go to sleep. And you guys, it made me start wanting to do and try things that I'd never tried before. I'd never made a prop before. I was freaking 10 years old, right? 11 years old. I never made a prop from a TV show. And I thought, I want to make a phaser. I want to make a communicator. How would I even do that? What does it look like? And I would watch the episodes intently, and they would flip it open, it would make that cool little chirping sound, and the screen, the lid would look like it was some kind of a screen of some sort, and it'd be like, it's silver. No, it's gold! It's gold. And oh, there's a little silver thing around this middle. And I'd draw pictures. I was obsessed. I would go to hardware stores and I would buy little door hinges to make the lid flip open. But a little voice inside my head would say, what do you think you're doing? You never made anything in your life. You don't know how to make stuff. But I was so inspired that I tried it anyway. And I was good at it. Right? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? Because you watched an anime series or you watched a video game and you're like, I want to build that thing. And a little voice inside your head said, who do you think you are? You've never built anything in your life. But you did it anyway and you were good at it. Right? Then I got my mom to teach me to use a sewing machine so I could make my own uniforms. And I would watch the TV show and I'd be like, dang it, how did they get that black collar so tight around their neck? Because you can't pull it over your head. And I was obsessed. I was like, oh. Then there was a picture in a book. I can't remember the name of the book. It was either Star Trek Lives or The World of Star Trek. There's a picture of Chekhov. And I think it's called raglan, is the kind of pattern that has the seams here.
Yeah.
Has the seams here. And this seam on Chekhov, it was more defined than this one was. It was different. And then right up here at the collar, where the seam met the collar, there was a little space. You could see a zipper handle. And I was like, holy crap! It's a zipper! Am I weird or what? See what I mean? And a little voice inside my head said, you've never made a costume. You've never made a piece of clothing. What the world are you thinking? Yeah, right? But I did it anyway. And I had so much fun. And then I would round kids in the neighborhood up. There were no video cameras, you guys. I would round them up with an 8mm movie camera that my family owned. And I would make little Star Trek episodes. And I would make all the costumes, and I would hang models of the Enterprise in front of a black poster board, and then I would run past it with the camera to make it look like the ship was going. I mean, I was obsessed. But the point is, it inspired me to do all of these things that I now do professionally at a professional level. So now you get a glimpse of why that show meant so much to me. And you guys are exactly, this is why I feel like I know you so well. I feel like I have such a connection with you. Because I know about that passion. I know about that fire to make something, or build something, or write something, or draw something. How many of you guys draw in this room? Look around the room. Look, keep your hands up. Look around the room. Look how many people draw. Now, let me ask you a question. Put your hands down and don't lie just because you think it's funny. This is the question. Raise your hand if you only draw when people pay you to draw. Now look around the room. See my point? Are you seeing where this is going? These are things you do because you love them, not because you're paid for them. I am so blessed beyond words to get to do things that I love, that I would do anyway. Don't tell these companies that I work for that I would do all of this stuff for free. because I enjoy it so much, and I would do it regardless of whether I was paid. And you guys know what I'm talking about, because you just demonstrated it. You have this, you have to draw. You draw because you have to. You write stories because you have to. You sing, or play an instrument, or dance, or make costumes, or build props, because you just have to. It has nothing to do with whether you're paid or not. And that's what Star Trek is for me. Star Trek Continues is my childhood love of something being merged with all of these skills that it inspired me to try, that I ended up perfecting over the years, and it's pure labor of love. Okay, we talked too much about Star Trek. Sorry, I love you, Una. Thank you. Ooh, Lady Stein. Come up here. Her question is, do you know how to get this screw out of my head? You look amazing. What's your question, sweetheart?
So, we all know the internet is a very scary place, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Well, have you ever read any fan fiction about...
Wait a minute, about me? There's not fan fiction about me, is there? What's it say? No! This is a family show! Yes. No, I don't. No. The answer is very simply, no, I've never read any fan fiction about me, and I hope I live long enough to never read it ever. I'm going to be doing a panel when I'm 98 years old, and you're going to come see me with your 4 children, and you're going to be like, have you read any of it yet now? And I'll be, damn you, I remember you. No! Leave me alone! I haven't, but I hope some of it's at least good. Thank you. Somebody in the front row, immediately. No. Oh, it's not good. Can I take just a minute? I'm going to springboard off of that.
Okay.
Because I thought that question was going... Pardon me? Thank you. Because I thought that question was going in a different direction. She started out by saying, you know, the internet is a scary place, right? And I thought she was going to ask me about some of the really mean, hateful things that people say about me. Can I, you know what? This is one of the largest events I've done in several months, and I want to ask you guys to do something for me, would you? Okay, listen close. When I was announced as the voice actor who's playing Reem in Free, I was so excited, you guys. I was so excited. I was so excited. And then I was heartbroken. Because with all of the wonderful people that were excited about the announcement and about the show being dubbed in general, there were a handful of people who, for whatever reason, can't help themselves. And they just start spewing lies, slander, meanness, hatred. And I don't understand. I just don't understand. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of it springs, and I'm going to stand right here in front of you on this camera, and I'm going to look you right in the face, and I'm going to tell you guys what I've told tens of thousands of people before you. One of the biggest things that these few people tend to say about me is that I'm homophobic. That I've been banned from conventions for making homophobic remarks, that I hate the fans, that I'm cruel to people. It makes me more heartbroken than angry, because I've spent so many years in this industry and have endeavored to be kind to people every single time, even if we didn't agree. I've never been cruel to anybody. I've never made any kind of homophobic remarks. And here's the scary part. Here's where that flawed thinking comes from. You ready? Christians hate gays. Vic is a Christian. Therefore, Vic must hate gays. Do you see it? That's the ignorant kind of misunderstanding that people fall into. And here's the sad part. The sad part is that most Christians aren't that way. Excuse me, real Christians aren't that way. I'm sorry, we're not going to church. Don't get scared. But let me tell you something. I can't imagine anybody claiming the name of Christ and being hateful to people. I can't even understand where they get that. Christ, Christian, right? It's right in the name. And yet, there are a handful of them who do and say horrible things in God's name. And all you'd have to do, if you have half a brain, is to step back for 1 minute and go, okay, well, they're clearly deranged. That makes, right? Common sense would tell you, clearly, that, it doesn't compute. God loves you, but he hates you. No, it really doesn't work that way. He just loves you. Period. End of story. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, no matter where you're going, where you've been, he loves you. Period. That's it. But there are people out there in our industry, you guys, in the anime world. I guess they're lonely. I guess they're sad. If they weren't so mean, I would feel sorry for them. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? They must be so unhappy in themselves. Feeling so insignificant that they've got to get some attention. They've got to make a splash somehow. They've got to be noticed. They've got to be heard. Even if they have to say mean, horrible things about somebody who's never done anything to them. I want you to help me do something. Will you help me? Let's be a voice for good. I know that sounds kind of, it's real pie in the sky, Vic. Thank you. Here's what I mean by that. The vast majority of us are really good people. But you know what? We don't say anything. We sit quietly by while a very small minority of people makes a lot of noise. There's a very famous saying, and I loved it so much I even worked it into one of my Star Trek episodes. The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. So I would like to ask you guys, as good men and women, do something. When you're online, when you're in forums, when you're on websites, and you see somebody talking garbage, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about in general. When you see people spreading hatred and meanness and judgment and condemnation, be a voice for good. Be a voice for love. Be a voice for light. It's great that you guys are so awesome, but if you keep it to yourself, it doesn't change people. Nothing changes. See what I'm saying? If you just keep it in your own little container. A song just came to my mind. Love isn't love until you give it away. Anybody ever heard that song? It doesn't do anybody any good until you share it. Am I right? So, you know what? Look at you guys. There are so many more of you than there are of them. If you guys if we just bond together and go, we're not going to let that kind of meanness and hatred and slander and just junk. We're not going to let it take over our industry. It's just a handful of people. And I don't know if you're a religious person, pray for them. I know that sounds weird, but try to be kind, but just don't let that stuff prevail. You guys, be a voice for good. okay? Be a voice for good. Yes, question. All right. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for your question. I love you. Thank you. Yes. Here.
My question actually coincides with what you were just talking about. As a mother, I have a 17-year-old.
Hi, 17-year-old.
In Utah, it's very, very conservative, and we live in a smaller town, where very, very small town. But she's been called names and evil, and I've been called names as a mother for letting her watch anime, and she has shown me anime and gotten me into anime, and I think the range of human emotion is beauty, and
Yes, it is.
even the anger, it's real life, and but I just was hoping for some advice to deal with, because women, the mothers there won't hang out with me anymore, a lot of them won't, and
Wow.
I just, and I think a lot of people deal with that in Utah, that I don't know if anybody else deals with that, that anime is bad, right?
Well, you might be surprised. You might be surprised to find out that people feel that way all over the world, all over the country, all over everywhere I go. And it comes from ignorance, obviously. And I don't mean ignorant in a mean way. I mean like ignorant as in I don't know about it. I make a decision, I make a judgment about something I know nothing about. And here's what I hear. Thank you for the question, because I do want to. I will share something about that. Let me tell you this: the people that condemn others feel bad about themselves. It's not even you. It's not your 17-year-old. They feel something about themselves, and they feel like the only way to somehow make themselves better is to put you down. I don't really understand why, but that's just human nature. Actually, people are that way all over the place. That's just the bent of human nature. But you know what's funny to me is, if you look at any type of media, people say, oh, anime is bad. Yeah, there's some bad anime. Would you agree? There's some stuff you should stay away from. But guys, newsflash, there's bad music, there's bad movies, there are bad television shows, bad books, bad magazines. The point is to exercise some wisdom and some discernment and embrace the things that are good and avoid the things that are bad. The things that take you to a dark place, the things that pull you in the wrong direction. Anime is no different than anything else. It requires discernment. And I don't understand why people behave that way, but if it's any consolation, you are at this moment surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of people who love you and feel exactly the same way as you. So don't ever think you're alone. Okay? Don't ever. Can I tell you something about moms? Let me tell you something about moms and parents. When I was a little boy, my mom would help me make uniforms, and she would take me to Star Trek conventions, and she hated it. But she loved me. So she supported me in the things that I loved. And to this day, we are best friends. Because back when I was growing up, and I was a little kid, and I was finding my way, she supported and encouraged me in the direction of things that she saw I loved or had a passion for. And every time I see a parent come to my table with their kids, I try my best, and some of you are probably in this room, I thank the parents. And I say, you know what, I don't even know if you're involved in anime, I don't even know if you get any of this stuff, but God bless you for being here with your kid and supporting them in the things they love. Because I know plenty of parents that dump their kids off at the front door and say, I'll be back at 6 o'clock. And I want you parents to know, I want you parents to know you're doing a really, really good thing a really good thing. This 17-year-old, one day, is going to be 47. And you guys are going to be tight, close. Because right now, you're laying the groundwork for that. You are encouraging your child when your child is looking to be encouraged and supported. So don't be discouraged. You're doing a good thing, and this group, this room right here represents the smallest portion. I do these events all over the world. There are hundreds of thousands of people who support you and feel exactly the same way you do. So don't let your child be discouraged, okay? Thought of something, you guys. People get discouraged when they feel alone, right? No matter what it is, no matter what the thing, people get discouraged and depressed when they feel alone, when they feel like nobody else is in there with them, or nobody is walking beside them, or nobody supports them. Well, if you don't hear anything else I say today, remember this: you are never alone. I guarantee you there are people in your life who love you and care about what how you're feeling, or where you are, or what you're doing. Even if you feel like they don't. I get emails, you guys, I'm sorry that this got all heavy. I apologize. I hope you're not mad at me. I know we have a lot of fun, and we will, but this is important too. I get emails from fans daily, paragraphs about how lonely they are, how nobody cares about them, how they cut themselves, or do, you know what I mean, things that, because they're just so sad and they feel alone, but they're not. Everybody has different struggles in your life. Nobody's got it perfect. But I guarantee you there are people in your life, and I tell them, there are people in your life that love you. And I may not be standing there in your house, in your living room, eating your cookies, but I care about you. I care about you. And there are plenty of people in the world that care as well. And more than anything, God cares and loves you. You can't get rid of that. You can't shake that. It's not going anywhere. So, if you know people in your life that are depressed or down, it's because they feel alone. It's because they somehow feel isolated. They don't feel any kind of sense of support that anyone really cares. But people do. People do. Yes, 17-year-old. It's a family event. Yes, what's your question?
Okay.
What's your name?
Izzy.
Izzy, what a great name. Say hi to Izzy. Hello, Izzy.
Okay,
Are you the famous rock star Izzy Isborn?
I wish.
Oh no, that's Ozzy Osbourne. Sorry. I love your name. What's your question?
Okay, so J. Michael Tatum once said that he thinks that Killia has a bunch of big black books, and he thinks that he writes it on every host member. And he said that he thinks that Tamaki probably has like 100. If Tamaki ever found and read them, what do you think he would say? And what do you think?
If Tamaki ever found what? The books that Killia read? That Killia wrote?
About him. What
Oh,
do
he
you think?
wrote them about Tamaki?
Yes.
This is not going to end well.
About all the stupid things he's done and things like that.
Oh, well.
What do
If
you
you're
think?
going to write books about the stupid things Tamaki has done, you're talking about Encyclopedia Britannica kind of stuff. Talking about War and Peace here. Talking about Fairy Queen. Talking about all the big ones. I love Tatum. I love him. Tamaki, I have to tell you, is one of the favorite characters I've ever played. I love him. Yes, you make an awesome Tamaki. Except Tamaki would never wear his tie unkept like that. See, now you're fit for the ladies. I've often told people, if I had $1 million, if I had Chris Evans' money, I would personally pay to make a new season of Oregon High School. I swear. Hey, I spent half my life savings making Star Trek. I'll do it. You know I'll do it. I love Oran so much. And you guys know the manga continues. Like they go to college, right? Did you guys know this over here? Did you know that Haruhi, she graduates and she goes to college, and Tamaki is so against the host club being broken up that he makes them all move to the college with her. Now that's love. Thank you, sweetie. Next question.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm the Denmark from yesterday.
Hello.
So-
Nice to see you. What's your question?
I was just wondering, so I've kind of used anime as release for like bullying and things, because I've been made fun of for countless things, but
You are in good company, my dear.
I was just wondering if like there was anything that kind of helped you cope with that sort of thing, because I've dealt with it a lot in my life, and I kind of want a reassurance that I'm not alone in some way.
Tell this girl she's not alone. Did you hear that? Like at least 4 people said that.
Pretty sure it was 4.
At least 4, maybe 400. I can't
Might
remember.
have been 5.
Maybe 5. Oh wait, now you're pushing. I don't know. Please, exaggeration.
Yeah.
No, let me answer that. And here's what I want to say, really super fast. You ready? Allowing people to hurt you by bullying, by saying mean things, and bullying that way. It hurts you because it hits your self-esteem, right? It makes you feel minimized, or less than, or insignificant, or dumb, or stupid, right? Or that kind of thing, right? That's what it is. Bullying makes you feel like you're not any good. So how do you combat that? You combat that, my darling, by knowing that you know that you know that you know that your value and your significance is never found in what other people think of you. Okay? You are valuable, and you are precious and unique and one of a kind because God made you that way, and you have people in your life that love you just as you are. And these bozos on the internet or whoever who are bullying you, they don't even know you. They're just lonely and sad. Here's the worst part. They feel insignificant. They feel unimportant. The whole reason they bully other people is to try to use you to get a step up, right? They want to be up there. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be noticed. They want to be recognized, and they can do that one of 2 ways. The first way is the positive way, and that is develop your skills, develop your talents, motivate yourself to push yourself, to become skilled, sharp, and good, and you know what I mean? Like build your abilities, use your natural gifts. That's the good way. The bad way is to push other people down. Because somehow then you're taller. See what I'm saying? So that's where bullying comes from. It comes from people that aren't willing to put the work in and the sweat in to make themselves better, smarter, stronger, sharper, skilled, talents, accomplishments. You want to write? Write more. How do you become a good writer? Write more. How do you become a good singer? Sing more. How do you become a good sculptor? Sculpt more. Make more. Do it and do it and do it. And make yourself better. Instead of, well, I'm just going to push everybody else down because then I'm better. No, you're not. You didn't rise at all. You just crushed other people down. Don't let people do that to you. Okay? I'll bet you got rid of that line because I'm out of time. Am I right? Doggone it. We always run out of time. Do I have any minutes left? Like 30 seconds. Oh my gosh, it's like a TV commercial. If you're suffering from hemorrhoids. Okay, then let me just wind it up by saying this here. The cameraman's like, thank God he's back on the stage. I can't lose him now. You guys, let me just say, first of all, I want to apologize if we got into some heavy stuff. It's important. It's really important. Because if you're not dealing with it now, I bet you will, eventually. Or I'll bet you know somebody who is. So there, we just covered everybody in the room. So I hope we had fun. I know a lot of people come to the panels because they're like, oh, it's going to be really fun, and he's really funny. Yeah, we try to have fun. But sometimes you have to talk about important things, right? Heavy things. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed being here. I love you guys with all my heart. The best day, let me tell you guys, the best day in my life was about 17 years ago when a friend of mine said to me, hey, you've got a lot of acting experience, don't you? And I said, yeah. And they said, you should go and audition for this place in town here in Houston. They buy these Japanese cartoons and they dub them into English and they're looking for actors. The best day probably of my life was when I tried that. And a door opened and I just started doing it, and it has led to the privilege to be with you here today. So thank you for spending this hour with me. I love you dearly. God bless you. God bless Salt Lake Comic-Con.